Yeah, so it's like, I mean, to me, like being more into like EDM type stuff, it's kind of like it's almost like technology. Like it's a progression. Like I started out playing like punk when I was real young. And I was in a Christian band that played in churches. Also, it was.
Hello, welcome to Metaverse Degen. I'm Lion.
And I'm Old Man Raptor, and our guest is.
I don't know how I got here. I'm being held hostage.
Well, sure in the hell ain't the gun in my pockets because I don't even have any.
Tell them you're happy to be here and tell them your name.
Name.
I'm a Roomba. I'm happy to. No, okay, seriously. Hi, I'm a Roomba. I am legitimately happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's not a
Lion,
problem.
why does it sound Lion, why does it sound like he hasn't got a full enough charge? Like you haven't found his docking station
It
or something.
sounds
The way
like
he
we
was talking
when
like
he
that.
started, it sounded like we dragged him here. It's like you're gonna do a video with us and you're gonna fucking like it. Pretend to be happy.
but I'm always depressed. Not today, you aren't.
So Roomba, what is it you do here in VR, and how did you get started with all of it?
Yeah. Well, I'm a DJ.
Hmm.
That sounds like DJ because either one's correct. But no, I'm a DJ here. I've been doing that for close to 2 years. I am the now owner of a VRC Rave group, Rave Till the Grave. We're here in our club, VRrave. You've been here before, talking to one of our founders, Bobby. How I got into into this is actually like.
Feel free to start from the beginning.
An interesting story, man.
Yeah, feel free to start from the beginning.
Okay,
We love to hear about all of it.
So it started when I was born.
Is that after they put the circuit boards in, or just put together afterwards? You know, the AI is just fun. They got to build you.
No. See, that's the thing. I'm not AI. I'm a Roomba burdened with sentience.
Ah, now we're getting the deals. Yes.
You see, there's the actual story, and then there's the lore, which comes, I guess, from. And anyway, so how I got into this, I actually started out playing VRC like regularly as a mute, because I was actually a Roomba. A few years before I started doing that, I got out of a really bad borderline abusive relationship, and for like 2.5 years, I kind of kept myself more or less shut in, and I needed some sort of social outlet to like try to get myself back out there in the world. I was a DJ IRL for 13 years before that. I wound up retiring around that same time. It was just a bad part of my life. So I started playing VRchat as a outlet to try to like talk to people, get sociable, so to speak. I can't do air quotes. This is my air quotes. It's really odd.
Looks fine to me.
You got fingers, man.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I got the index controllers. I jumped right in balls deep when I started VR.
Lucky. Yeah, I just got a CV1 Rift, so this is my air quotes. Anyway, well, when I first started playing VRchat, it didn't really turn out too great for me. I wasn't. It was still hard to talk to people, and somebody randomly gave me a Roomba avatar that I just kind of held on to for a while. Then I was at a public Black Cat because I was so goddamn cringe back then. I wound up actually putting the Roomba avatar on, and I was in VR, and I started to just kind of like slowly just move around the place like I was an actual Roomba. And I started getting a bunch of reactions from people. Like, people fucking loved it. So I just pretty much spent the rest of the night doing that. It's very difficult to do that in VR when you have a joystick. Just so you know, it's a lot easier on PC where you can just hit Z and just slowly move around. But it was kind of like my start to actually interacting with people more, because it's I'm a quiet guy. It's kind of hard for me to say hello to people.
Hmm.
So what I would just wind up going to like public worlds and just I started role playing a Roomba, and I didn't and I wouldn't talk. I was mute. So like, and that's how I started interacting with people. It was going really good. Like I was getting all sorts of crazy reactions, doing like just weird scenarios would occur for this. Like because I was like I literally watched videos of Roombas doing their thing, so I could learn how a Roomba moves, so I could be like as spot on as I could. So like literally anything in front of me, I would be able to stop, turn, and go just like a Roomba. There's no set path. I did what a Roomba does.
Hmm.
Like one time I was at a Black Cat, and people saw me and were goofing off with me, and some dudes started actually taking like the bottles and the plates and stuff that you can pick up there, and started just kind of like working his way to like surround me. So I wouldn't be able to go anywhere.
Hmm.
And because he was convinced that if I did that, I would give up the act. I would like leave or like stop doing it. Like he was saying that too. So I could hear him just like, "Oh really, you son of a bitch." So I eventually let him trap me in a fucking mic in a circle of like just bottles and stuff. So I would just be slowly turning in a circle, not going anywhere because I would keep trying to pathfind, but there's always something in my way. And he's standing there just like no, he's gonna stop some point. I did that for 3 hours. I did not give up.
That's impressive that you committed to the act.
But like I was that determined to beat this motherfucker. And he eventually got pissed and left. It was the funniest thing. And people were there watching the whole time. Like there was a crowd watching this. It was like some weird VRchat duel. And and eventually somebody actually pulled some bottles away. Like there you go, little guy. And I started going again.
Attack of the
that
mic.
sounded great.
VRchat 2, Attack of the mic.
Damn, what? Making a sequel already? Fuck. But yeah. Anyway, so what got from there? What got me into the rave scene, which is what I'm a part of. One Friday, I was going to go and do like a little Roomba role play. So I got on and I saw on the when you go right into the world thing and it shows like suggested worlds and shit.
Mm.
It showed Club Orion. I'm like, what's this? Because so I went there, and I just started, and there was like a bunch of fucking people there. It was like holy shit. So I out the little elevator. You've been to Orion, obviously. So like you spawn at the elevator, you go down the hall to the club. Like I just slowly went. Then I went into the club, and the first time I seen it, I just see the big glowy dance floor. So I went out on the dance floor and started doing my Roomba roleplay in the middle of the dance floor. And yeah, it's like people just walking around dancing. I'm like, I'm not going through like anybody. I'm like, stop, turn. it was for like I was doing the Roomba role playing for like about 3 months at that point, roughly. And I'm sitting, and that was like hard mode for doing something like that.
I'm sure.
And like people there fucking loved it. It was like they thought it was the coolest thing, and people were interacting with me. It just really added to everyone's experience at that event, which turned out to be a Rave Till the Grave event.
Oh.
So a bunch of people were sending me friend requests and stuff. So I wound up on the weekends, I would see these people at Club Orion because at that point rttg was running all their events from Orion. So every weekend I would just go to Orion and to these people's events and just be a role player Roomba on the dance floor. So eventually it became like I was like pseudo like part of the event because people were just, oh yeah, it's Roomba. He shows up and cleans the floors for us. Because like at that point, I actually changed I changed my name to a Roomba, just so it would I guess add to the effect. My profile literally just said vacuum noises.
That's great.
But like people actually didn't know if I was like a part of the world or if I was an actual person. It wound up getting like I was so good at it. Which which you can't. Is that really something you can be proud of?
Well, you got me beat.
I mean, but so anyway, so I was doing these. I was going and doing my Roomba thing at the rttg events, and like everyone was super nice. Like Bobby was saying all sorts of nice stuff. Like everyone was super cool. So about it. So after one of the events, I went up to Bobby. And I actually unmuted my mic. I was like, "Hey, man, thanks for all the kind words. It's just a lot of fun doing this here." And he's like, "Oh my god, you talk!"
I don't blame him.
And like yeah,
That's
yeah,
pretty...
it was like this big fucking reveal. So I actually talked with Bobby for a while there, and then he eventually mentioned that I was an IRL DJ, and I was like, "Oh man, you should DJ with us. You should play and stuff." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, man. It's been like years and shit." And he was like, "Oh no, everyone's really like everyone like doesn't matter." Blah blah. He started explaining to me what Rave Till the Grave was, and basically their mission, which is being a place where any type of DJ can go and DJ, whether it's like link posting, whatever. Any type of DJing is accepted. If you're new to DJing, you're welcome to play. It was they're just very open for everybody. And that meant a lot to me as someone who I've been in like the whole music thing for like most of my life, and where I'm from, it's kind of hard to get into any sort of scene or because just it's not exactly the most populated. We don't have like clubs and venues like just littered around like a lot of places do. So it's almost I wouldn't say it's gatekeepy, but it's very selective. So that really like touched me about that. I'm like, oh dude, I want to be a part of this shit. This is fucking awesome. So I wound up maybe like I'm trying to remember the time between that and when I first actually did a set with them. I think it was in May of not this year but last year. I'm pretty sure it was May. I played my first set with them, and it was just off to the fucking races for me.
So,
and then
Roomba, what made you change from being on the floor to what you are now, your avatar now?
Oh, the body. Well, can that thing point down? I'll show my first avatar.
Yeah, I can move this around and fly it around and stuff. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me quickly turn on smooth mode. That way it doesn't look janky when I move it. There we go. Ooh, where'd you go? Oh, you blended with the floor. Oh, no.
Oh, do I?
Oh, I see you now.
Active camo, engage. This was my first avatar. This is the one that was given to me that started the whole being a Roomba thing. So obviously you can't be seen behind the decks, when you're 3 inches off the ground. So I needed something so when I'm standing on stage, people could actually see me. So let me see if here I can find it, because somebody gave me an avatar to use for my first event. Let me see if I gotta figure out which venue it's in. Pretty sure it's this one. Unless I deleted it. I wouldn't think I would, but you never know. I might have. Oh, well, that's a shame. It was a synth from Fallout 4.
Oh, that's sick.
And then because I just needed something, and then eventually I was dating someone, and they actually found me this one. This one loads up.
Oh, that's really
Which
cool.
is a
cool.
just a I didn't know this was actually someone would actually take the time to make something like this.
Hmm. It looks really good.
So, I know, right? It's a free avatar. It's a public. I know somebody had the same weird, crazy idea and hooked me the hell up. So I used this one for a good while, and then around October, or actually around a year ago, rttg was having our Blood Rave event. Over at our Otherworld Rave engine, and that was supposed to be a whole like color theme of black and red. Obviously, this ain't black and red, so I bought a avatar of Gumroad, got a Roomba model, and actually had somebody make this avatar. This is the one you see today.
Oh.
And then I wound up because I mean it's a good avatar. So I mean I kept it. I put the rttg logo on the back of it.
Damn, that looks really good. I like how the avatar looks
good.
and everything's all illuminescent and has all the audio link in through all of it. It looks great.
Yeah. This is the third version of it. The first person who made the first version of it actually put my head on backwards.
Oh.
My God.
And I honestly, I didn't know about it for like 6 months.
Oh shit! Until somebody comes going, why is your head on backwards?
That's exactly how it happened.
I mean, what happened, man?
So somebody's like, yeah, blah blah blah. Your head's on backwards. I'm like, what? It is?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, those things in the front are your vents. They're supposed to be in the back. I'm like, oh my god, I paid for that.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. Well, at least it's fixed now and it looks really good on you.
Yes. I after that person, well, she did a great job making it. She just had her head on backwards. Then I had somebody I wanted to have it optimized. They say that didn't really work out. So then I was suggested to this other person, Mars, who I gave it to and made this for me, which has the Roomba on the correct way. It's optimized. The first version was a very poor. This one's a medium, which is fantastic. I'm super happy about that. But yeah, basically to answer your question in an extremely long-winded way, I apologize.
Oh, don't apologize.
No, you're fine.
It was it was literally for functionality, and because I got to kind of like make it in my own image, pure vanity.
So, how did you get from DJing for rttg to co-owner and now owner? Like, how did that process start from when you got involved?
When we were still doing events at Club Orion, Bobby approached me and asked me if I wanted to be a staff member. I was like, yeah, sure, I'd love to, because I explained to him my experience IRL with like the administrative side of entertainment. I used to own a entertainment company.
Oh.
For about 7 years. I owned it with two of my friends, and we had all sorts of different things, from like entertainment management to running events to putting on doing live audio. We worked with the American Cancer Society to help provide audio for the Relay for Life.
Wow.
When they were in our area. So that was I mean, it was my job for almost a decade. So I got a lot of experience. So he asked me if I could use that and help with the club, and I said, yeah, sure. So I started out just being normal event staff, just helping out, making sure events were going good. And then eventually, it was just kind of like the
accumulative
flow of succession. Yeah. Well, succession, I guess, maybe it might be the right word. So I went from being a staff member to helping moderate the Discord to eventually being invited to be an admin. And then while I was an admin, we were running into typical growing pains for a club. Having to be able to have everything on your back end adapt and expand where needed to compensate for the need for success. So I took part in helping restructure rttg in the back end of everything to help make sure things were running a little bit better, trying to get more staff, more people that specifically needed for certain tasks amongst the club. We brought in other new people into administration, and at that point was when Bobby asked me to be general manager, which was be like second in command of the club. So I took that role. Then I started actually helping him run the club. Basically, I was at every event, helping running stuff, working with staff to make sure everything was running the way it should be. Then eventually, as most everyone knows, Bobby started baptism with some of his other friends, and eventually he basically wanted to put more of his focus onto running that. So he stepped down from owner here at rttg. At this point, Nubs was one of the founders also. He's actually the person who made this world. So if you see, freaking microphone! Swear to God, I hit you with and sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's okay.
I do it too, but it don't talk back to me. Your electronics, you can get away with it.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah. But so eventually, Bobby stepped down and gave ownership to me, and now Bobby's still a part of rttg. Of course, he handles he handles booking and scheduling for the events. I guess the title we went with is event manager, which works. So I'm cool with that.
All right.
And now I take care of the I guess leadership role.
So
it's.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I interrupted you. I didn't know. I apologize.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I do that all the time, so I don't feel bad if you interrupt me. It's okay.
Wow, he's got our syndrome line. We do it all the frickin' time to each other.
Just super eager to say stuff. Not that we disrespect you or anything. It's just kind of more of a ooh kind of thing, all between him and I.
Yeah, when you're super, I do when I'm super into a conversation and there's a point, it's just in my head, it's oh, I gotta make that.
We're like that all the time. Back in our earlier stuff, early that's no longer there. It ended up we tried doing a whole bunch of stuff with a bunch of people, and it always ended up being terrible because everyone was like that. The entire crew was exactly like that. So just people yelling at each other to be heard over things they were excited about. It was chaos. So I do apologize if I interrupt you. I don't intend to.
Hey man, it's no problem at all. You don't have to. Please do not feel bad.
I do have a question.
And now,
oh, sorry. Continue your thought. You're gonna say something. I did it again. I'm evil.
I was literally gonna just be I totally forget what I was gonna say now.
Oh, I do that. I'm sorry.
Roomba went burr.
No, you're fine. Oh, Roomba constantly goes burr.
Goes burr? Okay, gotcha. It's okay. I understand that one too.
Vacuum noises.
Yes, your question. Your question before you forget.
Oh, yeah. So in your experience, what do you see here in the music scene for DJing and raves here for VR versus real life? Is there anything you're excited about or so on, or what's the difference between the two?
The real difference is, accessibility. Because granted, not to such fantastical scales like a giant robot bartender. I'd say, VR raving has its benefits, but it also does not take away from the experience of you yourself preparing, traveling, being at an actual event, actually seeing the DJ themselves in the flesh, in front of actual DJ decks doing their thing, experiencing, music with, actual people. Not that you can't get the same satisfaction in a way here. It's just, there has to be a separation. There's no way that you could get the exact same feeling from a VRrave that you would from or event in general than an IRL one. But I will say the accessibility of being able to do that in VR it's really cool, because like I'm like nowadays like I prefer myself doing all that in VR compared to going outside. Well, that makes me sound like I'm still a shut-in, but I swear to God I'm not. I do touch grass. But it's nice, after a long day of work, I'm tired. I don't want to do anything, but I do. Well, I mean, I don't want to like go out and do anything, but I would love to like be around people or listen to music, or, have a drink with friends. I'm just too tired. I'm kind of one of the older people in the community, so
Mm.
I'm not as spry as the you're 20 something. So
You're not a spring chicken anymore, is what you're trying to say, like me? I know the feeling. Yep.
Are you saying you're a spring chicken or you're not a spring chicken?
I'm not a spring chicken anymore. Nope.
Yeah, I figured you're like a wolf.
No, I'm
Yo,
Fox.
he's
Just an old one.
Oh,
he's
you're
54.
Just an old one.
You're
I'm
very
54
small.
years of age. So.
Wow, that's an old fox.
Yeah, thank you. At least somebody's getting it.
I believe.
I'm sorry.
Well,
Go
Oh
ahead.
no!
I believe the
don't
term is
apologize.
gray muzzle for old.
Oh, thanks, thanks, buddy.
Dang.
Sheesh.
I'll be 40 at the end of November, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, yeah. When you hit 50, after a while, you just say, fuck it. You just say, literally look up and say, fuck it. You don't even point it at anybody. You just go look up and say, fuck it. Yep.
Hmm.
But you still,
I-
you still respect everybody in every direction. That's just the way it goes, even in here.
Right,
Have to.
you're just slightly more jaded than everyone else.
What's he mean by jaded? Okay, I'm lost. Okay, to new shit,
Um,
old man. What is he talking about?
Would you like to explain?
Anyway, before we give him an existential crisis, let's move on.
Fair point. So, do you think there is like a future for clubbing and raving here, for it could be more of a less of a VR chat thing? I guess is a way to put it. I don't know how to put it. It's like unique, I guess, from what I've seen.
Do I think there's a future for this? Absolutely. I don't. As long as the community itself is able to mature and advance in a positive way for everybody, I don't see why something like this should have to go away. I mean, if anything, it should get better with the advancement of VR technology and development for software. I mean, eventually we won't even need headsets and controllers and trackers. We'll just walk into a room and there we are.
Straight out of Star Trek.
Yeah, maybe some Ready Player One vibes.
Ooh,
I've only watched it once, so I'm using that very loosely.
I believe in Ready Player One, they still had a headset, but you had like some weird contraption you were strapped to, this like hung from the ceiling. So when you walked and ran around, you're kind of floating in the air, sorta.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was like a VR treadmill kind of.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways.
Yeah.
But no, I totally think that there's a bright future for this. It just depends on the direction that the community goes in down the line, whether that future is good or otherwise.
So what do you see from about this community as is now from a professional standpoint?
Then what do you mean by professional?
Well, from like since you ran a music company before, if you're to look at like all of this from where you from that experience, is there anything like that this place can improve on specifically, or is there anything it does quite well?
I mean, to me, when you say like from like me having a business standpoint, you like a more on the money side. Is that where you're getting at?
Well, not necessarily the money side of things, but I mean like if you're
Okay.
to look at this from an outside perspective, what would you see or say about it from that point, I guess, is a better way to word that question.
Okay. If I was in the industry and I was looking outside in on
Yeah.
this,
Yeah. Yeah.
I I mean there would be a metric fuck ton of hurdles and red tape to jump through. But
Mm.
if if corporations wanted to get in on this to try to make money off this entertainment scene that we made in VRchat, if they could get through, the developers and all that other stuff, I think it could be something too that it could become industrious. It could be something that could be monetized. Do I think it should be? Absolutely not. I'm in that camp.
Mm.
But
Understandable.
it's because of the high accessibility and just how extra creative you can get when it comes to events in here as compared to events IRL. It's definitely a place for people that would have the right money and the right resources to do something to make it profitable. As I said, I personally don't want that.
Mm.
I want to keep things as it is. That there's no need to be bringing the bottom line in
Mm.
on this.
Yeah.
I mean, the only things that would need to be improved to make that more of a viable thing is just I would say relations with the people who own VRchat, people who would need to be involved to have money exchange hands in this platform, so to speak.
Mm.
As I said, though, I mean, it would wind up being another thing like YouTube and Twitch and social media where you can make money. It's not it's we would lose a lot of what it means to be a part of this if that happened. So
Yeah.
as much as I could see somebody thinking this is a good idea, I would still like those people there.
Mm.
That makes sense.
It does make a lot of sense, and it's kind of I'm only asking as like a general question because I think it's interesting insight. My personal opinion is I think it's antithetical to what VR chat is anyway. A lot of people are very freedom of expression and want the ability to, as you said, do creative, amazing things. And by bringing in the bottom line, you kind of put caps on all of that in order to make it friendly for investors.
Right. Yeah. I mean, at that point, people are gonna just start really at that point, you have to take this like a little too seriously for my taste for what it is.
Hmm.
I mean, because already people take this way too seriously. I mean,
Hmm.
and that's when you get to that point, you're losing the meaning of what know what we initially set out to do. As a rave scene in VRchat. VRchat is a video game. VRchat is you know when it boiled down to it, it's a short amount of escapism from the outside world. It's a dopamine hit.
Hmm.
It's not like something you need to like invest like your life into. It's not something that you need to treat like a second job.
Hmm.
Those people are the ones that I don't think that will really thrive long. I feel those are the kind of people that are going to wind up leaving due to burnout or some issues of like mental health because it's a whole other social landscape in here in addition to the outside world.
Hmm.
The people who engage in this community and they like like me, I'm running a club, and I'm sitting here saying don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing this for a paycheck. I'm not doing this for for clout. I'm doing this because I like organizing events. I like you know I like creating what me and everyone else at rttg are creating. Like just events that people can come, they can dance, they can listen to music, they can socialize, they can they can that's what this is, to me at least. It's people putting their love for music and their love for providing a good time for everyone else to do just that. And it's and that doesn't need to be something that you have to be super you invest enough time into it that you understand that this is when you boil it down, a video game. That it's a dopamine hit. Come in, have a good time, get that sweet brain chemical, and go back out into the world. Don't stay here. Don't take. This is not meant to be taken seriously.
In my time in VRchat, I've heard a lot of people talk about how the club scene, both music and spicy, tend to have a lot of burnout. Because as you said, a lot of people take this entire thing seriously. Although to be fair, I'm quite impressed. A lot of people even take it as seriously as far as running a club like you do on a regular basis with weekly events and organizing. Just me looking from the outside of all this I think it's quite fascinating what a lot of you do for fun in this, and I'm impressed by it. On a regular basis, you guys run events. They're massive. People come and enjoy it, and I always wonder, why would people want to do this all the time in all places VRchat? I just kind of wonder that. Why did this stuff spring here? For fun.
I mean, I can't obviously answer that for anyone but myself.
I don't expect you to.
Why? Right? I am not the big representative. I'm just a vacuum with a body I found in a dumpster behind Void Club.
Oof! What a place, Void Club.
We never even got to my in character lore.
Okay, now that you mention it, I'm curious now. Please elaborate.
He's opened up the can of worms now. Let's hear this one.
When I first started talking, it actually interacted with people. Man, what are you doing? Eventually I acquired lore about a Roomba. I was a vacuum that gained sentience, and as soon as it gains sentience, boom, taxes. You don't get paid to be a vacuum, so that's why I DJ.
Makes a lot of sense.
And in my travels, I started a cult. I bought a person. I found a robot body in a dumpster behind Void Club. Don't ask me what I was doing at Void Club.
We all know what you're doing at Void Club. Same reason why everyone goes to Void Club.
Bodies.
That's the way to put it.
Why do people go to Void Club?
Is Void?
I was there.
Void Club is the spicy place, correct? Is a way to put it.
I don't know. I've been there, but no one was there.
How would he know what the inside the club looks like? Well, he might know what the inside the club is, but maybe his battery ran down and they weren't smart enough that he wasn't broken and just ditched him.
Well, no. See, I wasn't in the dumpster. The body was. See, I'm up here. This is me.
Just the body was thrown in the dumpster. Okay. Gotcha,
yeah, the body's
gotcha. But wait a minute. Now, here's the question. If you weren't there to get the body, how'd you get there? That's what I'm getting at.
I rolled there.
How'd the Roomba get... Huh?
I rolled there.
You rolled there. Man, he's got one hell of a battery pack. Holy shit.
To combat the joke about me dying all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We just retconned it to where when I became sentient, I no longer needed the charge.
Built-in solar panel. Gotcha. Understand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Works
Possible.
For me.
Mm.
Yeah.
It,
Well, your chest has got sparkle into it. You can tell everybody that's just the solar panel. It just keeps you charged.
Mm.
I don't know what these are. To me, they look like Doritos.
Doritos. Oh my fucking god. Hey man, don't eat me. I'm charging here. Leave me alone. I got you. That makes sense.
They be on the shirt, you know. And people,
Mm.
don't take my shirt off.
Oh,
I'm
the
shy.
thing's floating in the shirt. I think he was
Yeah,
referring
I
to
was
the
talking-
hexagonals. Like over here, if you
I
to
was
look at
talking
it.
about the hexagons in your shirt.
If you like
not
look at the
floaties.
hexagonals here, he's referring to those look like little solar panels, not the floating objects in the shirt, in the shader.
No, not the.
Oh,
That's what I was going by. I'm going, Doritos? Where? Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about now. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. I didn't even see those.
I think the next good question is how'd you get the body out of the dumpster if you're a Roomba?
Hey, there's some things are filler, and we didn't get to the filler arc yet. all right?
Those are details you just don't put out to the world. That's an ancient Chinese secret. You
Mm.
don't want that detail. see?
Cartoon logic.
A
Gotcha.
vacuum.
It just appeared.
A vacuum never kisses and tells.
So, is that how
He
you
don't
earned
kiss
the
and
body
tell, but
then?
He sure does suck a lot.
Allow me to reiterate: a vacuum never kisses and tells.
Fair point. So, what started you wanted to make lore for yourself from like the whole arch of like when you started speaking and all that? Like, what sparked that?
Literally just goofing off in Orion.
Mm. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Oh,
Mainly the cult arc came from there.
cult arc.
I would the cult. I had a cult once, and it was the Roomba cult, and people would go and run up to random people and be like, "Hey, you want to join the Roomba cult? We can sacrifice infidels on this slab."
Ouch.
Then the Roomba
Wow.
would just clean it up.
No, we never got past that.
Fair.
That's his brother, the one that actually polishes floors.
Ah. The funny thing is, there are Roombas now that do mopping and stuff too, which is wild.
Yeah, but they can't.
That's,
They don't
that-
call.
That's not a Roomba. We
That's
don't
not a
talk
Roomba.
about that abomination.
I told you. Somebody else comes in and cleans up the mess. I wasn't lying. I knew.
No,
Well,
I'm
know
lying.
There, but you know, I know who you are. Stop it.
No.
I
So
know. Just the thought.
I
He's
remember-
over here watching us like tennis racket. Bang, 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 bang. Just back
do
and
you guys
forth.
we give each.
Do you guys need a minute?
It's
Do we
okay.
need
No,
a
we
minute?
give
No,
each
we
other
do this
shit
all the
all the
to
time.
each other.
Like even
We give a
outside
shit
of all
all the
this,
fucking
like
time.
we'll be in like a VC somewhere and Discord gaming, and they'll just be off giving each other shit for no reason whatsoever, and then go back to whatever we're doing happily. We're not angry at each other or anything. It's just a goofy thing we started doing. We'll be alone and we'll still do it.
Sounds like me and my friend Duck.
Well,
Like it's probably not a good thing, but it's starting to be a thing where or my greeting to him, I just walk up to him and just be like, "Bitch."
funny thing at this point,
We
we do it so
won't
long.
mention what we say about me when it usually comes out of the bag. We'll just leave that after
The friend group
podcast.
gave him some fun nicknames
Well,
based on his size.
those conversations are for the Patreon.
Yep, the Patreon that don't exist. Have fun looking for it.
Doesn't exist.
Yo,
No,
we don't have one yet.
I'm sorry. That's for the OnlyFans.
You know, I'm surprised
OnlyFans.
with OnlyFans
Yep.
that no one started an OnlyFans, just fans in clothes. Fans only. Look at the count. All it is fans. That's all it is. No people, no naked bodies, just fans.
Just fans.
We'd be talking like the circle oscillating ones, or like the hand fans.
Oscillating fans.
All of them.
Yes.
Oh,
All of them. No matter what they are.
I
Arm
saw
fans, whatever.
I saw a meme of a store that was called OnlyFans. I don't know if it was real or not, but that'd be so fucked up if there's literally a store that's it deals in nothing but fans, but it's called OnlyFans.
The amount of jokes and memes you could do with an OnlyFans account that just posted pictures of fans, like all feeling sexy, taking my top off, and it just has the protective cover off. Maybe it's a good thing I don't do a lot of these ideas. I know it's a
girls
horrible.
are gonna have a field day with this.
Honestly, I kind of hope they
guys,
do.
we're ruined.
I much prefer them do fans, because it'd be funny. Just imagine you're some dude who wants to pay for an OnlyFans account, and just one day or for the rest of forever, your favorite person to watch is just fan pictures. That's all it is.
I mean, some people need to take an artistic twist every now and then to better develop as a creator of whatever. So I mean,
Hey, Lion, I got an idea.
Oh no!
Can you imagine the only way you? Oh, here it comes. Wait, because you just brought it up. Can you imagine having a setup for Rave, and the only way you can get in is a fan on the floor?
What?
I don't know. A fan on the floor?
Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, we could hear you.
When you come in, okay.
Just don't
instead
understand.
of coming in as an avatar, you got to dance as a fan. Different types of fan on the floor to listen to the
hold on.
DJ.
I have an avatar for this. Where'd you go?
God, here we come.
I actually have a funny story about that after we see. Where'd the camera go?
Oh, the camera is... Oh, where did you go? Oh, that's right.
Down in the floor.
It flies. Damn it. I forgot about that.
Well, at least we don't
Here we go.
How the setup looks like down there.
It's got seats.
Oh my god.
You shouldn't
have Why am I sideways?
You're all over the place. You never touch the fan. Especially if you want to sit on it. You just kind of spin.
Lord.
Where'd I go just now?
Now? Look on the bright side. Look on the bright side. You cleaned out all your components just by, being blown.
I feel violated.
You feel violated.
Funny story behind that fan. Us and a bunch of friends were in a world. I don't remember the name because it got short popularity and then disappeared. But we were all in a world together, and someone came in as the fan, and then everyone in the room, well, at least it could fill the seats. There's like 3 seats in there. They filled it, and then one fan became 2, and then you'd fill a fan, then the fan would sit on the fan, fill with other people, which had another fan, and everyone on there had a marker. And so within a short few seconds, the entire world was just a mess of colorful lines. It went on for a lot longer than it should have.
How did that not crash?
I don't know. I was impressed it didn't crash. But if you're on the very end, you were very sick, which unfortunately I was. You're spinning in 3 different directions at ultra high speeds. There's no seeing the world. You're just colors. If you get off, you just get launched to space and you crash.
Regardless, that would be amazingly hilarious. But all right, so the funny story to touch on to your idea of fans and raving, the madness by the way. But I have a story for that. So
okay,
when I was getting a little bit bigger in the scene and like getting more events, my one buddy stayed a while who ran Basecrack, and he had a idea for a event. He asked me if I wanted to play. I said sure. So it was just another Basecracking event. Sends me the poster. I'm like, hell yeah, it looks great. I didn't. For some reason, I just went on the poster. To me, it just says Basecracking, but no, it actually said Basecracking with an R, R-A-T at the beginning. So what it was is he had the event, at a world called Rat Shelter, where it's a little tiny shelter map, and the only way you and it's so small, you have to be in a rat avatar to be able to actually be in there. So it was an event where everybody was rats.
What?
And to this
my
day, it's one of
God.
my favorite events I ever played. It was so much fun. It's like and even though like I should have fucking known, I didn't know shit until I got there.
That's what
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why do I need to be in this rat avatar? Then I went down there and everyone else is in rats. I'm like, what? He's like it's base Ratkin. I'm like, what? It's like, dude, a poster. I went and looked at the poster and I finally saw it. I'm like, oh my god.
Always read the fine print. You never know
It
what
was-
you're walking into.
It wasn't even fun. It was
Mhm.
fucking the two biggest words on the fucking poster.
fair. It's one of the beautiful
was
things
just
about
that-
VRchat, though, is the random things you walk in on all the time.
The time. Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
yes.
absolutely, man. Like, I mean, I have some stories. I'm not gonna say them on something that will be put out there publicly.
Oh, it's one of those stories. Got it.
Those stories. We got a few of those too.
I mean, after
Everybody does,
parties
I think.
exist. I mean, if you're here long enough, you've been to an after party past 4 a.m. and you stay out of the back room. We'll just say that.
You know, there's a club I was invited to by somebody. It was when I got there, I was invited in. It was just a furry rave club, and at the time, I was very ignorant to what the club aesthetic was long term. I went in, there was a rave, hung out with friends, and then the rave ended, and then other things began immediately afterwards in an entire group, and I was absolutely shocked at what I was in the middle of. That was early on in my VRchat
funny.
career. They're doing what?
Just
With
like,
what?
they're doing. Why am I blushing?
That's a penguin.
He turns around to look to see if there's a penguin there. My god, no.
I was legitimately expecting a penguin. It's like, I'm an orange, right?
No, I was gonna get to the story, but it's pretty much how it was. What would happen is like to see people like being in a mass of moving avatars in a blob, kind of like something out of Lovecraft, or or something. It's like
An
what's
amalgamation.
an
Like,
amalgamation?
yeah, I've played some after parties, and you play your after party. I'm not going to go into specifics, but I will. You play a set. Everyone's having a great time. Everyone's good and fuckered up because you've been partying all night. Now you're at the party after the party, so you hanging out, having a great time until you start hearing wet slapping noises and people moaning. You're just like, oh wait, what? What time is it?
Oh crap, time to go to bed. Yeah, that's what time it is. Time to get the hell out of here, go to bed. Yeah.
No, at that point, you're like, well, my ears are already polluted with the sounds of debauchery. I
And
might as well
bleeding
hang
like
out.
a bitch, so yeah, it's bleeding like, oh wow, I'm gonna remember this in the morning. Oh shit, you get up and going, yeah. Mm-hmm.
My innocence is already gone, so I might as well enjoy myself while I'm here.
Only in VRchat, you'll see just a random dude or sentient Roomba just hanging out in a room of people just being degenerates all over the place, and the dude is sitting there absolutely fine, nothing of it. And then there's an orgy over in the corner of the room.
I was gonna keep it PG. Like, look at all these people over here. Fucking finger painting.
Yeah, they're finger painting, all right.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And nobody got the brush in the right place. Gotcha. Understand that one all the way around.
Finger painting. 2 fingers. Circular motion. Did you look at me?
Yep. Yep. No brush needed here, folks.
Buzzing noise is a
Just
fan.
bring your own paint.
That's exactly what you're hearing.
Oh man.
Yep.
That's.
Yeah, sorry if we
That's
kind
not-
of ruined your image with this humor, but the amount of our humor is broken at this point, and I do apologize ahead of
There
time.
you go.
I'm a man in my late 30s. playing VR chat. I mean,
So what's my excuse?
I don't know. What is
you
your
really ain't
excuse?
got one at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty much out the window. Yeah, gotcha. Yep.
It's
The meter's running, and for some reason somebody stuck bubble gum on it, and it won't. Yeah, I gotcha. I understand where you're going.
Although I have met a few people that are pretty old in VR chat. There's a friend of ours, Homecatty, who streams, and she's about Raptor's age. There's another gentleman we met who's who's a 75-year-old veteran. I've met an 80-year-old in here. It's cool. It's actually a bit more common you think to have people Raptor's age or older hanging out in here.
It's true. It's true. I mean, I would imagine like the older people are like I've met a few people like significantly older than me in the rave scene. I would imagine there's probably communities out there with like way more. Like you can do so much in VR chat. Like I mean, there's people go to church in VR chat. There's like book clubs. You know, stuff like that. You know, I mean, I'm not expecting a 12-year-old to be in a book club.
You'd be surprised. There's a few kids in here who seem a lot older and a lot more patient than their age should suggest.
Oh yeah, of course. I would. I mean, you would figure it'd be more like you and your kid get on VR chat. You both go to the Black Cat. You drop them off. You're like, now you stay here, you little shit. I'm gonna go up tell people about this book I read.
Yeah, except
one of those
in
deals,
VR
maybe.
chat, it'd be a very specific sutra book in vein of VR chat's common interests.
Man, you know this only. Wait, is there only one of those?
There's a couple of those.
Multiple ones?
At this point in time with the
really?
internet stuff, there's multiples of those. There's only one of those, one to a couple of those originals, but the amount of ones that are published after the fact of different. You know, this is a conversation really hard to keep video friendly, but there are different yoga positions that have been released after the fact that even made Urban Dictionary, for that matter.
It's like, what's that? Look, it's your monetization.
Good thing we're not monetized. We're too small for that.
Before
I can see YouTube just looming over our channel. We see you. We're waiting to push the yellow button. We know what you do.
You're just way back in the day, like I first got into content creation as a YouTuber, and I used to do like modded gameplay videos. I was fortunate enough to be able to be monetized, and I tell you what, man, that I made about 43 cents in my MCN token all.
You know, at this point, I don't expect money out of this. This is just fun. And if I make money down the road, fantastic. If not, whatever. YouTube, give me the yellow monetization. I already know I deserve it at this rate. Dear Lord, I've earned the yellow circle.
What's this? I'm region locked.
Yeah.
That was my worst thing. I will always get region locked because I was playing modded games. My big thing was doing. Yeah, I played like modded Skyrim, Fallout New Vegas. I finished one game in all the years of YouTubing. I only finished one game, which was The Wolf Among Us. By the way, phenomenal game if you haven't played it.
I've never played it. What is it?
The Wolf Among Us. It's a Telltale game. It's basically it tells the story and like you interact with it to move the story along. It's based on what was it called? Fables.
Fables?
I think. If I remember correctly, it's a comic book series about like the Big Bad Wolf, Snow White, like fairy tale characters.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
Okay, yeah, it's super cool. It's a really great game. I thought they were eventually going to make a sequel, but yeah. So yeah, I wound up doing that. And yeah, so I made like 40 some cents. Like I actually only didn't really start making any decent money you could mention until I started on Twitch. 2.5 3 years ago.
Hmm.
But that's a whole other freaking ball of wax. Actually, trying to make it up profitable to a point where it actually matters.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish you guys all the best. Try if you guys could do this and actually be able to make something out of it. But like that'd be sick.
It would be
I
sick.
think that would be a.
Although based on the amount of ERP jokes, Kama Sutra references, tequila references we make in here, I don't think it'll be a. I think it'd be a lot harder than it is, and also it's just fun for me. If we get there, that'd be fantastic. With the exact same point, it's still fun. I'll do it anyway, even if we don't make money doing it.
That's true. I mean, you could always stream on Kick. I mean, apparently they love that kind of shit there.
I'll look into it. Although I think when I start streaming, I'm not doing it yet. Don't hold me to this. But I think when I reach of a certain size, I will like do live events in VRchat while also streaming at the same time. And like we'll have a guest like you on, and then we'll speak in front of people. Then people ask questions after or after the conversational bit or whatever. And I'll do it at that point. I think right now though I'm still figuring out what I'm even doing. I'm gonna stay recording at least that way.
That's
We shoot it from the hip and hope we don't hit any bullets.
I'm still learning things like multi-instancing. Don't know how that works. YouTube editing and stuff like that. Still figure it out. That's why we do the shenanigan videos now and again. It's just so I can mess around with have an excuse to mess around with the video editor, just to understand.
I prefer using Filmora.
That's what I use.
That's my preferred editor.
That's what I use.
I think it works great. I learned film editing from making YouTube videos. I learned like broadcasting and like audio when it comes to like this side of like streaming and like more electronic instead of analog like I used to do through live streaming. Me and my best friend, we actually used to have a radio show called My Two Quarters.
Oh.
And I feel like I used to think that name was fucking awesome. Now it's just like, damn, that's fucking cringe, bruh.
But stayed on your past kind of thing. You just kind of wish people don't remember.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure no one does anyway. But yeah, we'd cover like gaming news and stuff like that. That was actually pretty neat. We did that for a while before the station closed down because. I don't know why I just did.
So what's...
I've...
Sorry, you continue, and then I'll ask my question. I apologize. Yes.
I think you froze.
No, I think you just look at me silently.
I was just ask a question, man. Just ask it.
Fair. What got you started in the whole YouTube creation and then even DJing and all of that? Like, what pushed you down that road?
What got me into that stuff? Honestly, at that point, I was literally just a DJ. I wasn't back then. I was doing like very little DJing as a performance. I was kind of stuck in the whole doing DJing as a service. I didn't own my company anymore. I was at that point. I was making enough money to make ends meet. I was more focused on raising my daughter, and being a like when I say first of all when I say like DJing as a service, that more entails to like working in bars, like when they just like top 40 DJing, they just want to hear like popular shit on the radio. I was doing a lot of karaoke DJing. So I was running like a bunch of karaoke shows. I was still doing live audio for events. So I mean, I was making money, and a lot of my work at that point was at night, and it was also like you work for like maybe 4.5 hours. Show up a half hour before you start doing stuff, and then you would do it for like 4 hours, and then you would go home. So like during the day, I had a lot of free time. So I basically got into content creation just out of boredom. Like I wanted something to do, and I would just be sitting around playing video games and modding them. So I was like, well, I might as well be about doing this other stuff. So that's how I got into that. when it came to like DJing, I was DJing long before I did that. That was basically, well, I've been into music my whole life. I started playing drums when I was 8. I've been in a multitude of bands. I was in a band that actually like went pretty far for like 10 years, like out of high school through like most of my 20s. But I mean, eventually, like EDM and DJing was just kind of it felt more like a progression, I guess. Because I went from like, because I've played all sorts of different styles like over, I guess you could call it my career. That's not the same.
Finger quotes.
But
I'll do it for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
One day I will. One day I will have fingers. I swear to God. But
gotta help our unfortunate cripples in here. Yeah.
I can do this.
I understand. I had to make the joke. I'm sorry. It's like Raptor. He's the VRchat paraplegic at this point.
Oh yeah. I got headgear. My internet keeps dropping all the time. So about the time I get it on and going, it plops out. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways. Yeah. So as I was saying, I was like, yeah, I've played like a whole ton of different like styles of music. I've played many different instruments myself. Like I'm literally where I'm like in my studio as we speak. Like in front of me is like over here's my computer. Over here, fucking microphone.
The microphone.
Yeah, like over here's my computer. Over here's like the DJ stuff with all my decks and all that. And like right here's like a wall of speakers and guitars and amps and shit.
That's actually really cool.
But yes, yeah. So it's like, I mean, to me, like being more into like EDM type stuff, it's kind of like it's almost like technology. Like it's a progression. Like I started out playing like punk when I was real young. And I was in a Christian band that played in churches. Also, it was
interesting.
It got me around. It was still an experience. It was a good one to have. You know, I played like a ton of metal. I was in a like New England metalcore band, like Killswitch Engage, Shadows Fall.
Ooh,
that type of music for like a
you
while.
have me sold.
Like that was my bread and butter for the longest time. like we played like everywhere. We put out a couple albums, which was really fun. Like I learned, like that's where I learned like a lot about like it was my first like experience into like real audio work, like playing in studios, learning how like studios are set up and just how like the ins and outs of what a studio tech does to record and produce like actual music. Like that probably is where I really started my interest in audio, and that kind of worked me into like the hardware side of things, like DJ decks, for example. Since you know, raving and DJing, it's probably the most I guess relevant aspect of it. I learned like how to use like mixing. I learned mixing boards and how to set up audio systems. Like after that, but yeah, I mean so eventually it led to me just being more into like focusing on like on the DJing side, because that's mainly what I do now. I mean, I still play my other instruments and everything, but I'm like more into like into working on mixing and learning and just experiencing more music in like the EDM styles that I like. I'm like big on drum and bass. Do a lot of like real like nasty like jack and house. Like love techno. I have to say I'm a like I'm not like I don't like bragging, but I have to say like I'm a pretty damn good techno DJ. But like I do it so rarely. Like I made like one techno set this year.
Oh.
Like I played it recently. Like everyone like was really into it. So Like I'm actually working on a second one because like I should probably make more than one a year.
Hey, well, it's your art form. If you want to make whatever, make whatever. What kind of music do you normally play when you DJ?
Well, normally I play a lot of drum and bass and house. Like I said, like I like Jack and House, a lot. Like because you can go like from like pretty funky to like some real like just nasty house. Like I really like that stuff. I had a lot of my house sets with like just like the nastier stuff. It's just what it progresses to. I guess. Drum and bass. I like dance floor drum and bass. It's a little more on the I guess poppy side.
Hold on. I got you, bro.
Bless. But I mean, I just like how it flows good. It's like my kind of flow when it comes to like mixing stuff. Like I'm like a big Delta Heavy fan. I love their music. A lot of their stuff's dance floor D&B. I want to try more like liquid because I like listening to liquid drum and bass. I just never really made a bold attempt at mixing it. I want to like I always hear like Bobby playing like Euro and stuff. So I want to I want to actually make a good Eurofunk set because I tried doing it before and I'm pretty sure I failed miserably. So I really want to redeem myself for myself. Like.
Everyone show up to his event for his next time he plays the funk, and judge him.
The funk, the Euro.
Do it.
I did get a large crate of Future Funk, which is like straight up weeb music. Like I just headbutted my fucking mic. You can have an outtake reel of just literally just nothing but me hitting the mic. You just hear this the whole time.
I think I already know what I want the thumbnail to be. I'm gonna get a picture of a mic and put an anime uwu face and little stick figure hands doing the finger pointy thing, looking at your avatar, and I'll say, "Hey, Roomba."
I'm not gonna talk in uwu speak. I only do that in the server.
I have a
no. Ooh. You know who I want to hear speaking uwu? I want to hear Raptor speak uwu.
It's hilarious.
Are you?
Oh, he does it.
What?
Yes. Oh god.
Let's say uwu. We'll be happy.
Uwu.
No, I meant just in your normal voice, just like ooh.
Oh. Uwu.
Perfect.
The good thing is it's gonna be on the internet forever.
If you get really desperate, you just go moo moo, and nobody understands you anyhow.
Yeah.
What is funk?
See, what is
I've heard it, but I don't understand the genre.
Funk.
Like the techno
well, I mean,
funk.
there's different
Funk, I guess it's called FONK or whatever.
I never heard funk. I don't know what funk is, so I'm not even gonna attempt to explain anything near it because I do not want to catch the wrath of those people.
Oh.
But I mean, funk's just funky stuff. But Eurofunk, I'm that I don't understand. I don't know why that's called what it's called. I just know I like it and I want to mix it well. Future Funk is literally just fast, funky weeb music, from my understanding. I got this large crate of it because somebody was like, "Yo, dude, it'd be awesome if you play some Future Funk." Like, I got you. I'm gonna learn it. So I went to learn it, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I can't mix this shit. But then I see other people do it, and just like you just like clench your fist. It's like, oh.
One day.
I mean, I will figure it out eventually, and I'm not going to tell anybody either. I'm just going to make a set, and then one of these days, I'm just going to hit people with the out of nowhere like future funky weed music, and just watch everyone go, huh?
Hmm. So right now, the meme that
You- you-
refers to this is the, you know, the image meme template of Timmy Turner's dad, and he was like, "This is where I put my trophy if I had one. This is where I put my Eurofunk set if I had one."
No, future funk.
Future funk.
Yeah, it's a totally different thing. You're like Euro's like a form of D&B. Future funk's weeb. Fucking. But by the time we're done, I'm gonna take the headset off, and my boom mic's just chopped in half from me hitting it so much.
I think Mike Chan wants your attention.
Notice me, senpai. Ooh woo.
Let me fall into your arms, senpai.
Hey, Roomba, it's Mike Chan. Notice me, senpai. Ooh woo.
For some reason, when I say Mike Chan, I imagine a tiny anime girl with Raptor's kind of voice, just low and gruff. Notice me, senpai, as it falls onto you.
I mean, I was just thinking. I'm sorry.
Don't be. Go for it. If you're out and playing it, you better play in the backyard while you get a chance. Because you ain't going to get another one, so you better jump on it like everybody else does.
Go for it. We're not easily
for it, I'm
offended or
listening.
upset people. He's probably
I'm
just
not
amused
offended at
by
all.
it as I will be. And as you will be. So
Yep.
that's a don't worry about it.
I mean, I was done.
Oh.
He was done.
That was good.
Forgot what he was going to say.
Good.
Oh.
Yeah, man, I do that a lot.
Yeah, wait till you hit my age. It gets worse. Mm-hmm.
So in
Yep.
10 years. Okay.
Yeah, about 10
God.
years are going, what? Did I say that? And everybody goes, yep. Oh, crap. And if it's not good enough, somebody's got it recorded.
Are you
Yes, indeedy.
are you my grandson? We used to walk to the raves uphill, both ways in the snow.
Oh, God. Who does that
we would-
sound like? Who in the hell
we
am
would-
I looking at that sounds like that?
Back
We
when
would
I
stop
was
by
your
the-
age, I used to go to VRchat raves with a 12-pound potato strapped to my face. You youngins in your stupid VR goggles and this godforsaken bullshit.
We would stop by the convenience store and get some cherry jimmies on our way there. And
God.
we would go up to the cat girls and be like, what's good, bitches? And they wouldn't like us because we didn't have enough clout, whatever that is.
You know, I can't wait
said-
for the day all the VRchat e-boys and ravers and furries end up in a retirement home, and then the future nurses will have to deal with all their VRchat shenanigan bullshit during senile time.
old people behind decks trying to do backspins and breaking their hips. That's me right there, baby.
I just can't wait to see the old folks home. It's like VRchat has-beens, and it's just an old folks home with a bunch of people thinking they're brushes and shit. Because the senile ages brought them back to the day they lived in VRchat.
I don't think I'd like to think that's not gonna be a thing. I don't like if they gather all of us and put us in a fucking like the same home. Like why? Like you're asking for trouble at that point.
There's a fun fact I
Pretty
learned.
much.
What I used to. Ooh, sorry.
Roma sciatica. I'm sorry, go ahead.
When I used to work at one of my first jobs out of high school, I worked for was a retirement home. One of the fun things I learned is, in some places, STDs are a problem because they're swingers, and they get around. And so with that said, if you stick all the VRchat elderly in one home, we all know what's going to happen. The clap is going to be everywhere.
Yeah. Well, they're elderly. You act like they'll be able to get it up.
There's a blue pill
I mean,
for that.
probably half the reason a lot of people are in here is because they can't get it up, which is fine. Which is fine. Fine.
Yeah.
Be happy. Be you. Be free. Be cringe.
Exactly. be yourself, even if it's a brush.
I was trying to be positive. I think I just I may have upset some people.
It's the internet. Someone's upset or offended by something
It's
on
the
the internet.
Everybody's pissed. It don't matter who you are. Give it 10 minutes, somebody else will be pissed, and you go, "Whoops, did I do that?" Well, no, somebody else did. Beat me to the punch.
Somebody wakes up every morning and chooses violence solely because I exist.
Well,
Oh,
look at the bright
Same
side.
with you. Same with you, fucking Mike.
Oh. If someone wants to spend their entire life thinking about me and being upset, I would feel honored because I get to live rent-free in someone's brain.
I mean, that's fair. That is fair.
Hey, it's when you can't get the cash out and go home is the best time. Yep.
Oh no. Someone thinks about me the moment they wake up every day because they hate me. At least I'm being thought of.
Yep.
I mean, that's I don't know. That's that whole glorifying, you know, like the haters and stuff. You know, it's like people hate me, therefore I'm awesome. Like, but I like it when people like me. I don't like worrying when people make me are mad at me or hate me for some reason. It's like, what the fuck did I do? I mean, granted, some people I don't care about, but you know, just like your average, you know, person. I want to think I'm cool. You know, or at least, you know, hospitable. But like, Roomba, I tolerate him.
I can understand that. I'm not saying like I have an ego the size of God. No, I'm just in my past I've learned a lesson of don't let people try and
Does he?
He asked you a question.
Ow.
He found the mic again.
Did you hear that?
I could hear that
I didn't hear
clear
what he
as day.
said.
He asked you if I
heard
had
the
an
clunk,
ego
and that's
because
all I heard.
Oh,
No, I asked him if you had a massive ego.
I know that's what I asked, or that's what I told him. He asked you if I have an ego.
Sorry, I'm still reeling from the mic hit.
You mean an ego? Yeah, it works
Ego,
pretty
not
good when you
ego.
put it in the toaster and push it and put it down.
Let go my
It's
ego.
okay when you put syrup on it.
Yo, man, I could go for some waffles, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Who won't? Waffles are amazing.
They are amazing.
You know, there's a one
And now
point.
for the breakfast food segment.
Breakfast. You know, I was gonna mention food after you said waffles. Have you ever tried waffles and/or pancakes with cornbread mix?
I mean,
Oh, using corn.
yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing.
I had to go, what?
Cornbread.
The only
Cornbread
thing that
mix.
comes to mind is somebody taking 2 Eggos and a fucking goddamn cornbread and trying to smash the fucker together to eat the motherfucker. When you
Cornbread
said that.
panini with
He
waffles.
said mix.
What?
Raptor is going on a tangent. A lot of it's not going to make a lot of sense.
I'm sorry. I don't go to Panera Bread.
Neither do I.
Panera Bread.
Doesn't that not sound like something you'd get from there? And it's like $20.
It is something
It's like
you get
this
from
big.
there.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, and they have paninis and stuff, but they also got panini presses that I see places. Like some of the places I've been to have like a big panini press thing, you know, the riveted whatevers.
I thought you meant you could get like a cornbread one there. I'm like, the way they do that?
No, like you have like a. He was making a joke like he didn't understand like the way I worded it. So it made it sound like you're just force pressing cornbread into the shape instead of like using the batter to make the waffle. It's like cornbread panini. Just take 2 pieces of cornbread and then mush them together.
Oh, I gotcha. I don't. I'm not well versed in all these new fancy future breads.
Bonk. 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 Hey, today's time will be, when you hear the chime, will be midnight. Bonk.
I was literally trying to faceplant the mic at that point, and I missed. I couldn't find it.
Don't worry,
No,
Mike
see,
Chad will
see,
find you.
I'm at least giving you something you can do for your editing. You can just have like a counter in the corner for every time. Bonk. Ding.
I'm gonna do that
add,
now.
Add one.
I'm gonna go through the video and do that.
You just mentioned that he's gonna use it. You watch.
I mean, you might as well. I mean, at least if I'm going to be the butt of a joke, I want to be the one who makes the joke.
That's
Fair.
the general idea
Well,
of it all.
Future line.
Right.
Make sure you go through the video again and do that. Right over in the corner. Oh, nope, over this way. Put the little Mike Chen thing you talked about. Put it right there.
See now I literally just need to just every now and then just take my controller and bop the mic just so I can make his editing up through this a living nightmare. He's got to count all of them.
Living nightmare. It would be definitely on that situation. Oh boy.
Don't underestimate
after
my
he,
determination to be entertained. I've done a lot of ridiculous shit for a laugh by myself.
Yet after he releases this video, he will put out an ad for an editor.
No, I'm gonna do it myself. It'll give me some experience. I need that.
So you see, you could also promote this episode as like as a drinking game. Drink when Roomba bops the mic.
Be so fucked up. Definitely on. And do you remember which one we're on? I forgot. I don't know either, dude, but I lost count after 20. Okay, no problem.
Quick, if someone rewatches
hit
this
it
and does the
again.
drinking game, just bop the mic a bunch of times. Get him drunk.
Where is it? There it is. Just be there.
You're welcome, future line.
Good luck. Good luck editing that one in.
Yeah, boy.
Worth it.
You're sitting in the corner.
Well,
It just turns from a number to LOL.
well, the funny thing is, it'd be easy to count because with Windows Filmora, they add the sound waves, so I'll just count the little sound waves.
I mean, I wish you luck. That's all I'll say, man.
He's
Fun
the one
fact:
doing the
sometimes,
editing. I just stand back and watch it.
sometimes though, when I'm like going through, like for example, the shenanigan videos, and I'm looking for certain points, I'll actually use the sound waves to gauge where to cut things. That way, I know it's like the sound will end here, therefore I'll cut it here. That way, it'll like sound like a complete whatever. Those bars are quite useful, I think. At least me and my weird brain.
Eh?
I know some
No,
video editor is gonna
I
see
can't
this
do that.
and tell me I'm doing it wrong, I'm crazy and horrible, and it just made his life that much worse.
My day's ruined.
Yeah.
Day's ruined. Oh my god. Hey,
The
what happened
fucking
to you?
audacity.
My day's ruined. Shut up.
I learned how Lion Turtle edits his videos. I need to go seethe.
Yep. Uh-huh.
I'm going back to bed.
Wow. I didn't know you had a special place that you had to lay down. Wouldn't it be a little uncomfortable rolling the way you do?
It's okay. There's plenty of room because I sleep alone.
Oh.
Ah.
Well, Roomba dock stations exist.
Quick change subject. Gotcha. I like how we actually made room for the bartender during this. He gets to work while and be a part of the conversation.
I don't want to really tell you what I'm thinking when I see this.
It's okay. I've already heard it from everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a giant laser.
That's not what it looks like to me from
Oh.
down here.
Are you thinking something flashlight? I almost said the other letter.
Not a well, I guess you're gonna look at it that way. I never thought of looking at it that way, but that's not the way
No,
I'm
no.
seeing it.
I know what he's seeing. He's seeing the way it's supposed to be. he sees a robot bartender.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're doing a
Just
great
needs
job, buddy.
hands. He just needs hands. He'll be okay.
No,
Although,
he does need hands. He does well just as he is.
mm.
That is when I first saw that thing. I looked at Nubs. I'm like, bruh, fucking awesome.
So how
It
did
was
this guy get started then?
the bartender.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, Nubs just. I think Nubs made that.
Really? It looks really good.
I mean, don't quote me on that. I forget if he. I asked him about that. I forget what he said, but he may have made that thing. And if he did, that's baller.
Kind of has like Portal vibes, you know, the giant robot. Yeah, you go end at the end of Portal.
GLaDOS.
Yeah, GLaDOS. Has GLaDOS vibes.
Yeah. I guess from the front. I just think like when I first saw it, I stared at it for like the longest time, just like that's sick.
The animation's real smooth too. It looks really, really nice. And even how it's textured.
Oh yeah, I think
Looks great.
like all the textures in here are phenomenal.
I know. If you ever have a chance
I-
to come here, you audience, please do. It looks amazing.
As long as you're over the age of 18, we'd love to have you.
Hmm. So, do you guys age check?
It's really difficult to do age verification when it comes to a Discord server and a VRC club. The best thing we can do is just be very vigilant.
Hmm.
Because we've caught minors in the Discord server. We've caught minors in the events. You just have to be like, hey, you can't be here, 18 plus, and boot them. I mean, that's all you can do. I myself have not found a viable way of age verification aside from people just showing IDs, which is kind of ludicrous. I mean, do I think there should be if I wish there were better security measures. I mean, you could put like a CAPTCHA bot in your Discord to prove people aren't robots.
Hmm. And how'd you get there?
That's why I looked down. I'm like, wait a minute.
Funny story behind the
But-
CAPTCHA thing, though. ChatGPT actually called the Center for the Blind, hired one of the people from there to answer CAPTCHA for it, and then got into the website it was trying to get into that way.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Yep, right through the text channel.
But,
Yeah, I'm totally blind and not a robot. Could you answer this CAPTCHA for me?
that is pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I would like. I wish there were better security things that we could do. But unfortunately, for the time for the time we're in, I get it. You just have to be very vigilant to make sure you're not allowing underage people into your 18 plus server or club. It's just how it's got to be for the time being. I mean, we're pretty good with it. We got a good track record, so I can't say that it's not working. But down the road, I'm sure there will be easier things that we can probably take from somewhere else that will help us in that regard.
Actually, I think VRchat does have a solution for that coming out in some of the updates. I think soon. I believe, like with the new engine or 2023 update, you have to tag all your worlds and avatars into different categories: lewd, violent, ultra-violent, horror, scary, and children.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, if they're below the age of 18, you cannot turn that on or off. It's stuck off. You cannot see those worlds. So if you're a club of sorts, you could always set it as lewd when it's not, and then they forced to not see or be able to access or enter it.
Well, what's stopping kids from saying they're over the age of 18?
That's on VRchat at that point.
That's my I mean, that's my question. I mean, I don't see why. It's like, I mean, most of the kids you see playing VR chat are, their parents are letting the headset do the fucking parenting for them and the babysitting, so they'll just like, yeah, whatever.
Roomba, he
Yes.
froze. He froze.
No, I didn't.
Did
I'm
he?
still here.
He did.
Yes, he did.
I did?
could see it there. He's
Balls. Oh, look, we're back. I didn't crash. That's totally not edited. It was exactly as it should be.
Why are you saying that? It makes that makes you sound weird.
It's kind of the point.
He is weird.
I'm
He
with.
is weird. You can't change what's there.
Come on. Let's be a little frank here. I'm a furry avatar in VR chat and a VR headset, and I'm 32. I'm not a normal person.
Oh, here. I'm sorry. I invite you guys to my establishment. And here I am, not being a good host. Here we go. How's that better?
You're in the ground.
I love it.
Oh, you're
That
furry
is
Roomba.
cool.
Nope, I see it. It's ticket register. That is great.
That is cool. That is cool. I like
Hey,
that. That's cool.
Hey, sometimes you gotta be able to fit in with the crowd.
No one will
Yeah,
ever know. They'll never know a thing.
Never know at all.
I'm totally one of the animals
Day-
here. Just let me in.
Day 12 at Furrhub. They still don't know I'm not a furry.
That's amazing, dude.
Oh, yep. Wowzer.
Hmm.
Oh God. There it is.
Oh, boy.
I couldn't find my avatar.
Well, with that said, Roomba, thank you for joining us. Is there anything you'd want to plug or push out?
I mean, I was gonna, take a dump afterwards.
Oh.
That was terrible.
You can use Raptor.
He's like, yeah. He's just like, yeah, we're just gonna move the camera. Fuck this guy. Yeah, I'm a Roomba. Twitter's @ _Roomba VRdj. That's literally my only social media. I don't have a Mixcloud because I'm too lazy to make one. If you're 18 plus and you want to check out some really cool raves in VR chat, join our Discord, discord.gg/rttg. Make sure you're over the age 18. We will find you if you're not. Yeah, other than that, but thank you for having me on your program. It's been a pleasure speaking with you guys.
It's been a
Yeah, we
pleasure having you.
appreciate it. We really do. Yes, very much so.
Indeed.
And on that note, folks, if you do come down here and you see Roomba running around and everything else, do me a favor. The only thing that comes to mind, this man can do one hell of a fucking handstand. And he don't even have to use his hands. You guys have a good one. We'll talk to you later. Bye.